So when you're in that situation, are you seeing him all the time working there?
Yeah, I was seeing not all the time, but I mean way more times than I can count. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I also witnessed some wild shit. Like,
exclusive.
It is exclusive. You know what? I don't think I've ever said this on a podcast or anything like that, or in an interview.
Yo, Mountain Dew need to cut us a check.
Mountain Dew, yep, 0, baby. Keep that sugar out of me. What's it called? What was I gonna say? What was the question? My bad.
Oh, you were gonna give an exclusive about
an exclusive.
some wild,
okay.
Yeah.
So when Paul, years later, when Paul was like offering me the deal, like after we had gotten through the business part of that conversation, he was like, so, tell me some shit about yourself. I was like, well, I used to work, out of 54, or I used to intern out of 54. And I met M like a million times there. And, we didn't become friends or anything, but we said what up to each other. We spoke. It was like I seen him a lot. He's like, really? I was like, he was the only person I felt comfortable telling this to because it's kind of personal. But now it's just like so fucking long ago that whatever. But I was like, yeah, like there was this incident and Paul was like, you were there for that? And I'm like, yeah, bro, this shit was crazy. So this motherfucker, bro, so as the story goes, he had I guess there was a safe in, okay, so whatever Eminem says and back then goes. Like if he doesn't want anyone around and he's on some shit where he's like, leave me alone, I just want to, then everybody, it doesn't matter who you are, you have to go into a different room and stay there until it's safe to come out. And because he's a fucking superstar. So it was like, I understood. I was like, it's kind of whack, but whatever. I get it. He's fucking Michael Jackson status. And you know what I mean? Like, he just, if he wants to be alone and he wants to, everyone to get out or stay where they are for however long, he has the right to do it. And so one time, and Tony Campana got locked in Studio A, not locked in, but we were like told by Joel, like, stay in here because Eminem is like extremely upset. And how it's funny, it's ironic too. It's like, how studio walls and stuff are built with nothing but like insulation and like what's behind me, like foam and shit.
Foam.
Like, so Eminem came in just yelling like a motherfucker. And this was kind of around like the time that he had, I mean, I don't know, he had the 50 Cent influence and shit like that. So like, it was almost like you could hear a little bit of that coming out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't just yelling, he was yelling like on some, like I'm a straight up G type shit. Like you ain't gonna fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't just yelling as a human being. It was like he had a little 50 Cent influence in him. He had a little like I'm a thug. The way that he was coming across, as far as what I heard, my ears anyway. And I'm just like, me and Tony were looking at each other like, wow, this is crazy. So what happened was, the reason why he was so mad is he got word that someone at the office was had took the lyrics to Stan, the song Stan, out of the safe and were trying to sell them on eBay. I don't know if any of this is true, but I know what happened that day is true. You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker came in with power tools, bro. Power tools to break into a safe. That's how, like, crazy he was at the moment. He was like, fuck that, I'm getting in this motherfucker, blah, da, 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 yada, yada. And then him and Joel Martin were going back and forth, yelling at each other. And Joel is this short as me, little Jewish dude who does not have a filter whatsoever. Like, he will fucking say, bro, he went off on me before. And I'm just like, damn, Joel, like, you just, you know what I'm saying? You went the fuck off. I don't want to fuck with you, bro. I'm scared of you now, man. Like, anyway, Joel was just giving it right back to him. Like, motherfucker, da da da. Like, think of like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. Right. Like, yo, motherfucker, like with a kind of a voice like this, you know, like and then Eminem's, I can't really do Eminem well, but like, he was just yelling back, and they were yelling back and forth, and they're just getting louder and louder and louder, and it was all because he brought power tools and like the crowbar and whatever else the fuck he had to try to get in the safe. Like fuck everybody, I'm gonna bust this shit open and get my lyrics to stand. And we sat there listening through the walls that were supposed to be soundproof. Them bitches wasn't soundproof that day. They you can hear everything. They was being so loud. So I didn't get to see that shit. I got to hear it. But me and Tony, every time we would hear some shit, and we would just laugh, because to us, like, wondering what all of this commotion is about and shit like that, and then hearing how loud Joel is getting, and hearing how loud Eminem is getting, it was kind of humorous though. But yeah, that's a story that's never been told. I don't think I've ever told that story except to Paul.
So what was Paul's reaction when you told him?
Day? He was like, "You were there that day?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, I was there for some shit, man." Like, I mean, that was pretty much the epitome of the some shit, but it was crazy. Yeah, there was. I mean, I think that's definitely the craziest thing that happened, but it was always something cool, you know, because he was always there. So it always felt like, damn, I'm in the same fucking building Eminem's in right now. Even if I'm not by him or in the same room, it was still even like, I'm in the same building.
Yeah.
Like, you pull up in his security cars there, this big ass black Suburban or whatever it was, and you're like, oh shit, he's here today. This oh my God. Like, it was exciting every time. It was just like, holy shit, I'm about to walk in a building where Eminem is. Maybe I'll get to see him. Maybe, who knows? It's just still, it's like, wow. So, and I made some nice side money there too, because I used to sell weed to some of the employees that worked at the studio. And so I had like this never-ending supply of weed from my homie that was over in the west of where we were. And it was like, yo, what you need? I'll bring it tomorrow. And then they would all like make orders and shit. And I was making extra money off the weed. It was a good time.
I was just about to say, man, if you say that you were the one selling stuff to M,
not to M.
Because you remember on Going Through Changes, he was like, fucking drug dealers hang around me like yes men, and they gonna do whatever I say when I say.
No, these were just studio guys, like people that kind of had the same kind of jobs as I did. Like,
I don't want
this dude.
Yeah. This dude got multiple jobs. Astray got slash janitorial slash
Janitorial,
audio
weed
engineer
man.
slash, you know what I mean? Drug dealer slash, you know what I mean?
Right. But you know what's crazy though? Like out of all that time that I've ever been there and been in the same room as M, and well, I mean, for real, it wasn't that long that I was even there. It was like a year or almost a year. But out of all, because he after that, oh, actually, yeah, I should have added this to the story. After that situation with the crowbar and the safe and the power tools, he was like, "Fuck y'all, I'm getting out of here." He went to
down the street
to Effigy and bought Effigy studio literally like 3 blocks away. So you had 54 Sound, you had the Bass Brothers in FBT, and then across the street to the up on the street over, you had Effigy, all walking distance from each other. So it's just so like it's a little funny to me that he's like, "Fuck this, I'm getting out of here," but I'm gonna stay close. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I have no idea of like what happened as far as him getting that studio. That's when I didn't have access to him no more because I still had access to 54 Sound, but he wasn't like, "Yo, why don't you come over here?" He didn't say shit to me. Like, so
yeah, it sounds like you was there around that 2007 era, you know, where I can understand, like, based off of following his career, that he was real erratic during that time because of his drug use.
Yeah. I mean, possibly. I only seen him in that one environment all the time. I never seen him outside of the studio. I never got to have a personal conversation with him. It was always just kind of like be a fly on the wall. And yeah, chime in with maybe your opinion on something, but I never got to get close to him like that.
Right.
Like that ain't the homie or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate everything he's ever done for me, but he was never someone I like. I always had to walk a certain line when I was around him. So if anybody messages me anymore, and after you watch this fucking podcast right here, and you message me and you say, "Can you get Eminem to do this for me?" We did not have that kind of relationship. So no, I can't. Sorry. Please
damn,
stop.
and here I was thinking you was gonna get me signed to Shady podcast.
Bro, it's crazy through the years how many messages I still get from random people like, "Yo, could you please show Eminem my music?" And I'm like, you know, wild out here.
So like, man, I want to show Eminem my music.
My music, right? Like, I want to sit down and rap this guy's ear off for like an hour. Not y'all. I don't want to. So
who the fuck is
yeah,
y'all?
I know. It's crazy.